Okay, so today I'm going to demonstrate the Nuke Stack cell builder. So what I've done to already kind of prep ahead of time, and that was last week, is in this top box above the two honey supers, note there is a queen excluder here. The queen is kept down here. All right, so up here I put pollen, honey, cat brood, and some open brood to draw nurse bees up. Okay, the idea is this is what I'm going to be building my cells in, or starting them in. Okay, and then kind of also finishing them in. So this is going to eventually end up down here, and so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove this top box with that already has an abundance of nurse bees in it. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to take the supers and set them aside. I'm going to take the colony section that has the queen in it, and I'm going to move it over here with the entrance facing the other direction. And I'm going to shake half the bees into this box, which is going to be above, it's going to be above a box of foundation. I want to give them the ability to draw a foundation out while they're doing it. Okay, otherwise they start to draw foundation around your cells too much, or wax around your cells, and we don't want that. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing is we're going to have to move this box out of the way and set it aside for a few minutes. The reason why I like this is I don't have to make a separate cell builder. The colony is queen right. I'm going to make it queenless for a little bit, and then I'll set it right back up. I'll set it right back up, and it'll be a queen right again. So basically you would call this a queen right starter finisher, okay? All right, so we're gonna take this box and set it aside. Okay, the two honey supers. They're going to get set aside. Okay. And then we do want to find the queen in here if we can. So we'll check our queen excluder, make sure she's not on that. It always helps to have your queen marked when you do this, because it just makes life a little bit easier. All right, so now you do not want the queen right section to come in contact with that first box that I pulled off. You don't want any possible way for that colony to end up with the queen in it, okay? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set this box here. This box here. And then we're going to take this box off the bottom board. Okay, ideally stuck on there pretty good. Okay, so we'll set that up here. Then we're going to take this box of foundation and set that right in its place. So all the flyer bees are going to come back here. And then I'm going to take 3 of these frames out, because I'm going to shake some bees in there. Okay, and now I'm going to find brood frames, and I'm going to shake extra bees in here from the brood frames. But first thing I'm going to do is look for my queen very intently. if I find a really good fresh nectar frame, I will probably utilize that. And drop that down in there. I mean, there's a really good pollen frame with nectar right there. See that? So that would be fantastic for the cell builder if you wanted to put it in there. Shake some of those bees off of there and set that aside and see what we got. So I've got a lot of open brood on this frame here and pollen. And I don't see my queen. I'll shake that in there. And then I'm going to keep shaking probably at least half the bees in here. And then we'll come back to that. Okay, so I found the queen. She's in this bottom box. I shook a lot of bees in here. I'm going to shake a few more from this top box. And don't forget, the queen is going to be without help. You know, she's going to be weakened for a little bit. So you do got to leave. You do have to leave some stuff for it. Okay. That's not much, but that'll be it. This colony's pretty weakened now. All right. So the next step is to put the frames back in here. And this is a good opportunity to get some foundation drawn. Even if they only started, once they started, it really helps a lot. Okay, I don't have my smoker going, so I'm going to annoy them with my breath. And then we're going to go ahead and put this one back on. Okay. And then, this is probably the most important step other than making it queenless, is you got to go through this box and make sure there are no queen cells or anything that they can make cells on. The only thing that I know is a couple days ago I put this frame in here and I believe it had a few eggs. So I am going to probably have to take this frame out, okay? So I already know that, but we're going to look for cells on every frame now. Okay, so this is emerging brood, which is great. So I'm going to have some young bees. They're all coming out right now. So that's fantastic. Here is a fresh nectar frame. Fresh nectar is very important. So, and this is fresh nectar, I can tell, on both sides. So you want that up there. Okay. And this is going to be a foundation frame I put in there. And they've already drawn it out quite a bit. And this will get pulled out tomorrow when I do the grafts. Okay. And there's a lot of bees flying. We have a nectar flow going right now. Every bee I shook had wet nectar just running everywhere. So this will definitely strengthen by tomorrow. All these flyer bees coming back, plenty of nurse bees now, because I dumped a lot of them in the bottom box. So we're good there. right, now this one was the one that I was saying might have some eggs on it. But I don't see any cells at all. But there is very young larvae right on the outer rim, and it's too close for me for queen cells. If it was really old larvae, I'd be okay, but 4 or 5 day old larvae, that's not gonna cut it for me. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, they're just queen cups on here. So my camera woman was pointing out queen cups. Nothing to worry about because the queen was excluded from there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake all these bees off of here. Okay. Like this. Okay, and then I'm going to put it up in here. And put the lid on this colony now. So this colony is good to go. And I had that really, really nice pollen frame. So I've got nectar, honey, and I believe this was pollen. It's open brood. This is all older stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and slide this to the outside. I'm okay with that. I'm going to take this look at that pollen frame right there. That is gorgeous. And there's the other side of it. And I'm going to put that right next to the cells. Okay. So now I've got emerging brood, and then we've got foundation, which is going to get pulled. This will be where the grafts go tomorrow. We've got fresh nectar right here. Okay. And then this frame right here, which was cat brood, emerging brood. And the nice thing I like about this is that it's all emerging, so they'll be able to move nectar up into here as well, which just to me will help with the raising of cells. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And you can see the number of bees out right now. This is going to get really packed really quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little top on this with a feeder. And we'll get some feed on them girls for making cells, and we'll put some fresh pollen in there for them. And so the only other thing I have to do, which I kind of forgot, is my honey supers. I almost forgot. I still got to put the honey super somewhere. So this super has a hole in it. I cannot have a virgin flying in up top and ruining my cells. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on top of this one here. Okay. And I'm going to put the other honey super on top of that one as well. And I think the reason why that's wise is because there's plenty of bees in here that can go and help this queen. If she needs a little bit more work for. And then I don't have to worry about virgins flying into my cell builder. So we'll start with that. Just like that. And it feels strong enough. I think it can last. So all we're going to do now is put a cover on this, and we'll put a feeder on it. And then tomorrow we'll come back, we'll graft our cells, and we'll drop them in this spot right here. Probably wait 24 hours and then check them, and then we'll reassemble this whole thing, and we'll be done. So check back with us when we get to that point.